This is your Anime Degens Halloween Hour, episode 39, if you guys are wondering. And I don't know if you can tell, but your boy Bass is back. It's good to be back. How are you boys doing?
You know, I just got laser eyes, yo. Bass come back. I got laser eyes. I don't know what Dan's doing, but we vibing.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Just out here living my best life.
That's good, man. That's what I like to hear. Yeah, I've been away for a month. I'm not even sure what fucking date it is at this point. But yeah, guys, we'll go ahead and get into it. It's spooky season, which is one of our favorite times of the year. So we're going to come at you with some thrilling topics this week. First, we have our spooky spine chillers. And then we're going to do Degen's movie review of Perfect Blue, which is a very bizarre horror story that may have went over my head. So I'm going to need these boys to kind of help me out on that.
It's all good. I think we got it.
Excellent. So, Dan, you want to take us into the spooky spine chillers?
Definitely. So, anime is often filled with many different types of characters, good or bad, smart or dumb, strong or weak. However, during this topic, we're going to focus on some of the more spine-chilling, scary characters in the anime world. And I don't think many of us have watched a lot of horror anime. So we're going to pull ones from shows we've watched. So Bass, you want to get us started with your first one?
Yeah, I'll go for it. I think I've talked about this. I can't even call him a gentleman, this atrocious being before. Higusa from Hunter x Hunter. I want to start this off by saying I really do love his character. What he does in the show serves a really good purpose and makes everything very interesting, but he has a fucked up personality. Yeah, it's creepy. I think that's a prerequisite for a spine chiller. But I think the first thing is, like, you never learn anything about him. He talks about himself and kind of gives his own background, but the man lies so much, I'm really not sure if it's true or not. You're not even really sure if he's a good guy or a bad guy, and really all you know, he's very mysterious, he's weird, he's strong, and he's a killer. But for sure, you know he's batshit crazy. Not to take it lightly, dude is a predator and a manipulator. When he kind of first meets Gon, he kind of challenges him to a fight. And bro has the nerve, the unmitigated gall to be like, you know what, man, I'm not going to kill you because I like you. But what I'm going to do is wait till you grow up or you become stronger, and then I'll fight you and kill you. Which is, who does that? Bro's grooming people to kill them? Fucking nuts.
Hey, man, some people get off to that, and Hisoka is one of them.
Speaking of getting off to that, whenever like Gon like stares at him like with like a death stare, like he's always talking about like, I'm getting excited, quote unquote. He says I'm getting turned on, which is also sus as fuck. It doesn't make him scary; it just makes him a fucking creep. But I've always found Hisoka very unsettling. But it's cool in the story because like when he's on the screen, you don't really know what's going to happen. You don't know whose side he's going to be on and what really his motivations are, other than he wants to fight. That's all we really know. Like, he loves violence. I mean, he gets off the violence. But yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I also think that his character design like really feeds into this like atmosphere too. So
yeah, the clown suit is what we're gonna call. But his drip, honestly, is phenomenal.
He's a pretty trippy clown.
Yeah, and he's always coming with different fits. They're all slightly different, and I actually like his costumes, is what I'm gonna call them. Yeah, bro is mad weird.
Definitely.
That's my guy, but he's fucking weird. I don't really like him. I like his character.
Yeah, I think because you mentioned you were like, I'm not sure if he's good or bad. I think he really just fits into like the term chaotic neutral. Because you never know who he's going to help, but he's going to fuck shit up when he's doing it.
Bro loves the chaos. Yeah. Sex and violence. As Higusa.
Yeah, I mean,
sex and violence.
I'm only, 20, 30 episodes into the shit, and I already know this dude's a menace,
Yes. Okay, if you're watching it right now, there's some other stuff. This isn't really giving anything away,
I don't care about spoilers. Go
but
ahead.
I
Shoot
do
for it.
want to point it out. Bro is so batshit, and it's like so unsettling. He loses his arm in a fight, I believe on purpose, just to prove a point, and then tries to play like it was a magic trick and fools everybody. You just don't know what he's up to, like at all, ever. Yeah. So you're gonna be shocked when you see that, Tyler. I didn't tell you the whole thing. There's some more shit
But-
behind that for sure.
Was it a magic trick, really? Because if you
No.
don't tell me, I'm gonna be fooled.
No. Bro's just a psychopath. Yeah, that's it. That's the magic trick, really.
I got you. It makes sense.
Yeah. But that's all I got for Hikuso, y'all.
Okay.
Awesome. Do you want me to go next? Because we'll stick with the theme of Hunter x Hunter.
All
Yeah,
right.
let's do it.
So my very creepy character from Hunter x Hunter I'm going with is Aluka Zoldyck and her creepy alter ego Nanika, who like possesses her basically. So this is Killua's little sister, and her powers are fucking nuts. Like, so basically, if somebody does 3 tasks for her, she can grant their wish. But like, the crazier or the more complicated the wish, the crazier the task gets. So like, if you wished for the world to be destroyed, it would be like, you need to cut your guts open and pull all your organs out, like things like that. Or if it's something like, I want you to heal my friend, it'll be like, give me a kiss in the cheek. But these powers are incredibly broken. It can literally grant any wish, and the task can get really messed up. The other thing is if you fail to complete her task or say no, I think it's 4 times, depending on how great your wish was, people around you will die. So if somebody said, I wish to rule the world, it would literally be like hundreds of people around would literally just like be magically crushed into a bloody corpse. And the reason she's really creepy to me is when she's in Nanika form, her face is so scary looking. Like, it's like just a deadpan face with black eyes. This cute little girl entirely disappears, and she's just a menace, dude.
Yeah, I think aside from her powers, her appearance is extremely creepy. Like they're just black circles. They're not eyes really. And she has like no lips and just like a black mouth, a black hole for a mouth. It's not great.
Unsettling. It's definitely unsettling. And like, it's always just like a creepy fucking smile too. Like, just wide black holes. That's it.
Yeah.
So once they turn down her offer for the task or whatever one time, like, are you saying that she gives them another task for the same offer
Nope.
until they say yes? And
Nope,
then the
same
fourth
task.
time,
I'm pretty sure it's the same task, and she just like repeats it. I haven't watched it in a while, but she definitely was someone who came to mind when like we said creepy. I was like, oh yeah.
Yeah, I was also gonna pick her. So I watched a couple of videos and some of her moments, her shining moments. She actually kills like a couple of her nannies because they refuse to do like some. They start off really simple tasks like, "Hey, pick me up and give me a piggyback ride," and it goes to like, "I want your spine. Give me your spine," and like she'll kill them if they don't do it. Like it's fucking nuts, man.
that's wild.
Yeah.
Sounds
so
like she's like sadistic, kind of.
no, she's just a cute little girl. It's this alter ego. I don't know what it is. Like, I think they get into it more in the manga, but it hasn't happened in the anime yet about what Nanika actually is. But yeah, they just got her locked up in like a padded basement room with like stuffed animals everywhere to like keep her happy.
No wonder
Yeah.
she's telling people to cut their damn spines out. I would too.
Yeah,
Oh, she's living her best life down there, dude.
I mean, she's a demon. She's like low key, really OP. Like if you can do her task or complete her task, like she can pretty much do anything.
It's kind of cute. Like, I'm kind of curious, like how she gets that kind of power. I don't even know if it really tells or not, does it?
Not in the anime yet. They've gone into a little more in the manga, but I haven't read it, so I didn't want to like talk about it. You know?
Yeah, I haven't read it either. But yeah, she's possessed by some kind of thing. and I'm not really sure where it's from or why she or how she got possessed. But yeah, she's a fucking demon.
Alrighty, I gotcha. I guess it's me now, right?
Go for it.
Yes, sir.
I will get into my first scary, spine chilling character, and it was like my first overall, like super scary character. It was Orochimaru, from Naruto. With Naruto being like my first legit anime, like the first time we seen Orochimaru, it was I think in the tuning exams, and like he was basically like the hybrid snake form, if we remember. And he was like just turning from the snake to the the I don't even remember who he was trying to be. It wasn't himself. It was a chick. It was a trainer chick. I'm not sure. But that was really scary to me, like freaky, I guess, to me. The fact that he can just
Orochimaru is a freaky boy.
yeah. And couple that with the like fact that he likes to experiment on people, and he honestly has no limits to his experiments as well, as we've seen multiple times in Naruto. He's one of the main villains of the show. His tongue, man, his his tongue and his drip, just freaky, man.
Yeah, he's super unsettling, man. And yeah, even like when he's fighting like the third, and it's like part of his face comes off from whoever he's like trying to imitate. It's you don't expect it because like we don't know who this guy really is at this point. It's just Orochimaru, this creepy motherfucker that likes little boys.
Yeah, the shape shifting like is almost one of the worst parts about him. The other part is the fact that he's so like he tries to like come up with so many cursed or like forbidden jutsu, like the one that brings people back to life and all that stuff. And honestly, like, have y'all seen him in Boruto? Like, he looks even like sus, scary, creepy. I don't even know the word to say.
So I was gonna say I've watched enough of Boruto to see Orochimaru in I'm a good dad mode. And I just can't like if I went back and watched Naruto right now, I'd be laughing the entire time. He's just like a sweet dad for whatever his name. I can't remember the kid's name, but it's just like, what'd you do to my man's?
Yeah, this isn't who we know.
I mean, even though he's nice or whatever, dad mode, whatever, he's still kind of sus, and he looks even worse in my opinion. He looks even scarier in Boruto.
He just looks a little older, but like, I mean, I can't take Orochimaru seriously when all I can picture is him like waving his son as his son gets on the school bus is like what's the image in my head right now. Have a good day. I'm not going to turn into a snake monster and kill a bunch of people. I don't know.
But he might. He never did. Like he just might, bro. So, I mean, that was one of the things that confused me the most is the switch up on that front. Like we go from Orochimaru being one of the biggest, baddest, villains of Naruto, and then he's like, "Oh well, you could just come live in the village and." Participate just like anybody else could. We'll forgive everything, bro. And I'm like, whoa, what?
Yeah.
What happened in Boruto?
Yeah, no, it's ass backwards, really. Like he killed hundreds of like children and adults from the leaf. And it's like this dude's just walking around.
Oh, his house lair kind of thing. It's on the outskirts of town, It's not like living downtown, walking down the street all day.
It don't matter.
It's because he's doing sketchy shit still.
He's a serial killer, bro. He's got no morals.
The dude's probably got a hidden layer or some shit, bro. Especially with his freaky ass kid. It's the same. He's not even like a real kid. He's like a experiment, bro.
Hey man, he's just synthetic. It's all good.
Synthetic.
Yeah. Orochimaru 2.0. Y'all watch and see.
God bless. Yeah. No, Orochimaru's a really good one. I think he was my introduction to creepy ass anime characters for sure. But next, are you finished, Tyler?
Yes, sir.
All
That's who
right.
I got.
So I believe I am next, and for this one, I picked a whole group of motherfuckers. The Tensin from Hell's Paradise, and we're just through the first season of the anime. I have not read the manga, and I mean, right off the bat, they're a little creepy. The first scene we saw, it was two girls kissing. So like like it is what it is.
Nice.
I don't think anybody was too mad at that or creeped out from that. I
was-
personally was not. Um, but after that, we see them transforming back and forth between male and female, and that's just it's a lot.
These
It's a
guys got some really weird ass orgies going on, dude.
Yeah. I mean, and I guess it's no holds barred. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's that was unsettling. That's the first unsettling thing I saw from them, and then after that, it's you kind of learn that they're invulnerable to most attacks. And that also that adds to it, right? Like you can't kill these motherfuckers. You're slicing their face off, and they're like growing a new face or a new head or whatever part of the body that they need to beat your ass. Um, and they're super powerful. I mean, if they were just switching between male and female and had no hands, wouldn't care that much. Not really that big of a threat. You do you, but you couple that with their combat abilities, and it makes them a little bit more unsettling. They also have like some weird hierarchy going on that we saw during the first season, and Zhu Jin kind of got mocked and beaten on for using that weird flower transformation that they have. So that makes them even more scary, that they treat each other very cruelly, but also like to have orgies with each other. They get into why that is during the first season, but you kind of can't peg them. Didn't mean that how that sounded.
I was gonna say pause.
What?
They can peg and be pegged. So
I mean, yeah. Categorize. I'll be more tactful with my words next time. Yeah, they're just really cruel and really doesn't seem like they have feelings for the most part. We learned that not to be true. But the last thing that I have for those guys is that weird flower or blooming transformation that they have. They turn into these big, weird monsters that are like kind of OP compared to most of the characters in the story. And I'm still not, this is months later, and I'm still not sure what to make of that. Other than that's what they do when they're kind of on the ropes, but not great. Doesn't look great. Wouldn't want to fight it. Wouldn't want to look at it in real life. I'm sure you guys would not either. So a little spooky.
hey man, those flowers are beautiful. I don't know what you're talking about.
That's cap.
Before faces on the top of the flower monster, not so much. But the flowers were animated really pretty.
They're really colorful, bro.
The animation great. The what they were animating not so great.
And also, one thing to mention too, they also have a fancy for like younger kids too. So that's also a creepy thing.
Well, technically, the young kid is actually very old.
Yeah,
Technically,
but in their years though, is she really?
I don't think these guys have an age of consent, man.
Woo, okay,
they do.
Okay. Well, I don't know if we're going to categorize that as spooky, but it is definitely spine chilling.
Yes, it is.
But that's all I got from the Tensin. They're just weird as fuck.
Vouch.
Definitely. Well, I'm going to get us into our next serial killer. And the reason I picked this character is because it's plausible in real life, which is just fucking creepy. So I picked Yoshikage Kira from part 4 of JoJo's Diamond is Unbreakable. So Yoshikage is a serial killer who is obsessed with the killing of attractive women and stealing their hands to date them.
What?
Bro, what?
Yeah. So like the scene is like him talking to a hand, like going on a picnic with a hand. It's just some creepy shit.
Usually when you ask someone, are they an ass or tit guy? He's a hand guy?
He's a hand guy.
Okay.
Big hand guy.
Just throw away the rest of the body. Interesting. Okay.
But like the reason he's so creepy is because like he's a totally normal dude going to his 9 to 5, living his best life, and it just happens to be that his best life is killing people, women, severing their hands, and then taking them on picnics. You know, it's pretty normal, right?
I feel like the head would be more normal, but I mean, I'm not saying that it should be like normal for normal people, but in his case, in normalcy for a serial killer, I feel like taking the head on dates would be more normal for serial killers.
You've got a hand fetish, man. I don't know what to tell you.
That's a tightrope you were walking right there, Tyler.
I had to
Hypothetically.
explain myself. Because that's a weird lies to be saying, you know. So
Yeah. Well, why do they even have to be pretty then? Maybe just nice hands?
Nice
Some hand
hand.
models?
Yeah, literally, like, pretty much. It's like you've got people on Feet Finder, he's on Hand Finder.
and speaking of that, like, you know, if there's somebody out there that like goes on dates with just the hands, there's gotta be someone out there who goes on date with just the feet, bro.
We're not gonna get in the feet on this show. Look, we ain't trying to yuck y'all's yum out there, but that's none of my business.
This is Blame Dad, bro.
I'm talking about a character, dude. But like, to get back to it, the reason he's so creepy is because he just blends into society as an upstanding member of it. And like, he's just there and he just wants to live his best life. He doesn't have worldly ambitions like Dio, one of the main villains in the JoJo series. He's just a dude who likes to kill women and take their hands, you know? It's like, hey, what's up? But he's really deranged. His personality is super unsettling. And like, whenever he's on screen, the situation is always very tense. Like, they make you feel that through the show, which is awesome. But he totally just gives off Ted Bundy vibes big time. Like, his character is very real. Like, I mean, you take away the magic of stands and giant fighting and fists and all that shit, and this is like what happens in the real world. And that's why he's just so unsettling to me.
Interesting. I knew a hand model in a past life. I wonder if he would be interested.
Probably.
Interesting.
Guaranteed.
Interesting.
Do you think he brings the hands to him in his lunch bag on at work?
Yes. Exactly that.
Oh.
He's got it in his bag, dude.
He's not even keeping it cool.
Like, I think there's one part, it's been a while since I've watched, but I'm pretty sure he kills a woman, like takes her hand and it's just chilling in his backpack, and like something happens where he loses his bag and he's freaking out. Like, yeah, it's very bizarre.
Okay, I got a question. Like, I'm really wondering a lot of things racing through my mind right now. But like, so when he goes on these picnics, like, does he put the food in like the picnic basket and hold the hand on the way, or does he put the hand in the picnic basket with the food? Like, what is he doing?
He's got the hand not out in public, you know. It's just there for the date. It's a special moment for him.
Oh, so he only pulls the hand out during the picnic
after the blanket's put down, bro.
Okay.
Yeah, you know, you don't bring the girl
you really
out
gotta set the scene.
Exactly. I was gonna say you don't bring your date out until the scene is set and romantic.
That's
Candle.
Nutty. Boy, it's crazy.
You gotta have it all.
Big Ted Bundy vibes.
Big Ted Bundy vibes, and like, he's the big villain for this entire part. And it's just like he's murdering people, and they're trying to figure out who's murdering all these people, and he's just trying to date a hand. And then he just is like, "Fuck you guys! You're getting in the way of my good time. Like, I'm gonna kill you too."
Okay, and next question. It's like it's just not adding up. Like, do they have to be like body it? Like, do they have nice faces? Why pretty women if he just needs the hand?
Well, obviously, only pretty women. Only the prettiest hands come from the prettiest women. Duh.
I find that not to be true.
I am not the author. I will leave that to him to explain, because they're normally attractive women.
You think he would just be down with the hands? Like, you know, I don't know. It's just very weird. I had to ask.
He is very weird. He's very creepy.
Clearly.
Maybe he just uses like his imagination, like on everything else but the hands. You know, maybe that's all he needs. Maybe he just needs that little touch. And, you know, that's the most feasible way to not get caught while still fulfilling his fantasies.
Oh, and I didn't talk about the creepiest thing he does is that he keeps all his fingernail clippings.
Oh, hell.
Because fingernails are a good way to quote unquote gauge the health of your body. So there are scenes where he's meticulously cutting all his nails and putting them in jars. He has like jars and jars of fingernails. This guy's deranged, dude.
Hmm. So it's
That's
kind of like
disgusting.
it's kind of like logs. So it's like health charts, bro. Except
Yeah,
for
no,
fingernails.
he measures his fingernails like every day, and he has notebooks he writes it down in, and then he cuts them, and then like he it's what he does. It's very OCD. But like if you look a picture of this guy up, because I know you guys haven't watched part 4 of JoJo's yet, he just looks like a normal fucking dude in a purple suit.
Well, good that he's about his health, I guess.
And hands.
Holy shit, this guy.
Yeah. And another thing is, while we're on this topic, you think that he like maybe tries to measure their hand, like their fingernails, before he gets it, or like I don't know. It's a weird subject.
Bro, it's just like, those are some healthy fingernails. I need them.
So I just put a picture in our Discord chat for us, so you guys can see him holding like a sandwich in the severed hand in his hand and just looking so happy. This is this guy.
Oh my fucking God.
Damn. Okay. This dude is way out there.
Yeah.
Now my man eating the sandwich out of the hand, holding the hand. That's nutty. Okay.
But this is what I'm saying is this is shit that happens in real life, and that is why he's so fucking unsettling to me.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. I follow.
Well, I hope I never hear anything like this.
Yeah.
Anytime soon.
Go watch Criminal Minds, man. You'll find plenty of them.
I will not. Tyler, good luck following that shit up.
Yeah, it's kind of hard. We're just gonna let him take the cake. Well, I guess if Dan's done, I'll get into my second one, which is Gyoko from Demon Slayer, the Swordsmith Village arc. We get to see him in it. He's the number 5 demon of the upper rank demons. He's basically the one in the vase and has the like multiple baby-like arms and a very weird looking face with possibly more than 2 eyes. I'm not sure, or mouth in the wrong place. I don't know. He's got a lot going on up there, honestly. But he is like one of the creepiest things I've seen in a long time in my anime journey. And not only he is creepy, but like the things that he creates, like the fish that he creates and stuff like that, they're like super, super, super freaky. I know we talked about it a little bit when we was watching Demon Slayer on the rundown. But that shit, with the way the sound was, plus the way they looked, plus the way they moved, add that to him. He's one of the freakiest things I've ever seen in anime. So.
For you guys that have not seen Gyoko and Demon Slayer yet, he has mouths where his eyes should be, an eye where his mouth should be, and another eye on his fucking forehead with little baby arms.
Yeah. The biggest thing is he's got little baby arms throughout his whole body and most like all over his head. So, or if that's what you want to call his head, I'm not sure. So.
And like, I truly worry about the people that can come up with this shit. Like, what inspires you to draw this?
I'm not sure, honestly.
Like, it's just fucking wild, man.
And his like character design isn't the worst part about it. Like, this dude, he's got like a sadistic mindset too. We seen that he loves torturing. He made like a statue out of humans and live humans and was torturing them in order to make them move a certain way. That way he could create a more fascinating art piece. Which
The Da
is,
Vinci of demons.
yeah.
I prefer art to be an explosion, not gonna lie.
There we go.
Ah.
Data, my man. Yeah. But yeah, that's it's a very very creepy one for me. It also makes it even worse that dude is like super strong. As we know, our boy Mist guy had a very hard time with him. Trapping people in bubbles and shit. Like, I couldn't imagine to be like in the statue or being trapped in a bubble while seeing the baby armed, funny looking vase guy, genie guy with weird looking fish running around him on legs. Like, I would just die, I guess.
Yeah, I would too. And like, yeah, like the sound that the fish make when they run, like that wet flopping sound that fish make. It's not great, dude. It's not great.
I just could not take these fish seriously when I watched Demon Slayer. I was just laughing like the CGI is so funny and not fit here. So I didn't take them seriously at all.
I mean, I didn't really take them serious either, but you gotta admit that it was kind of creepy, The sound, I guess. I don't know. It was something about them, so.
Oh yeah, I remember when we watched that episode, like I'm pretty sure we talked about the sound the fish made for like solid 5 to 10 minutes.
Yep.
It was
I
rough.
remember that. Shit is rough, man.
But yeah, I guess that's all I got. Gyoko, one of the scariest things I've seen, the freakiest things I've seen in a while. So
I can agree with that. Yeah.
Well, cool. We got some honorable mentions.
Yes, sir. My honorable mention is Hanya from Ruroni Kenshin that we've been watching on the rundown. Bro cut off his lips, ears, nose, and did something to his eyes, and he looks like a fucking demon. His breath stink because he ain't got no lips. There's no way he's keeping his mouth wet. There's just no way unless he walks around with a jug of water. That shit stank. And how does bro here? It's too much. And he's too skinny. Like, I'm a big boy, but like usually you got a little bit of meat on your bones if you fighting folk. But bro, it's like skinny and looks like a goddamn zombie. Good dude though. Not a bad guy. But
creepy
as hell. Creepy as all hell.
you definitely wouldn't want to see him standing in a dark alley. So
shit, he ain't got that many superpowers. I shoot his ass.
So for my honorable mention, I have an entire anime.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
And it is Pupa.
Oh,
Jesus
no.
Christ.
And I got to give a huge shout out to my girl Yume. Eating your brother, that's one way to live your life. But yeah,
that's big
this whole show is a mind fuck, and it is very, very spine chilling. The entire show.
The anime changed, Dan.
Dude, the episodes are 4 minutes. The entire series is a total of 28 minutes, and I'm still scarred.
Only took 28 minutes to change this man's whole life.
And how long ago was this? Was this like 3-4 months ago?
Yeah.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah, it was a few months ago, and it's still just in the form. That sound of her eating her brother is just still. I hear it in my dreams, dude.
I can just picture Dan like rolled over, just sweating, thinking about the sounds.
Very deliberate eating noises. Ugh.
Speaking of that, I think we should like revisit that topic again and redo it, and maybe come up with some like even worse anime to watch. Honestly,
I don't know if it's
I'm
possible,
updating
dude.
my honorable mention to fucking Tyler for that goddamn suggestion. What the fuck?
Hey, I mean, I think all of us should experience something like that once in our anime podcasting career.
I'm picking Pupa for the next time we do a showdown throwdown. Good luck, boys.
Fuck you.
Are you changing the Dan now?
Can I have 2 honorable mentions, please? They are my co-hosts. Somebody help, send help.
Damn, okay. I guess I'm next. I'll talk about Beetlejuice. Beetlejuice, I think is how you say his name. And he's, from y'all to have watched ReZero before, knows kind of who he is. He's like the super obsessed archbishop slash. He's like a fanatic. Got super cult behavior vibes. Super crazy, like most fanatic cult people are. But some things that make him creepy. And I sent Dan and Bass a picture of him in the Discord earlier today. And like this dude, like he constantly smashes his own fingers. Like he pulls his own hair out and he smashes his head against walls. And like he loves to like turn his head sideways while he's talking. And it almost looks like his head is like fully upside down. And he like mutters, "My brain trembles," over and over again. And this dude like really loves to torture people. And the scene, like the part that he is a big character, like a big villain in, is really tough to watch. Because it's like really creepy. And y'all that know ReZero know that we have to see like certain things over and over again, and we got to see a lot of this dude and a lot of variations of this dude and a lot of variations of how sadistic he is. So
low key though, he's kind of drippy. I just googled it. He's kind of drippy. He's got some good drip.
You know what I'm surprised about?
Was that
I thought of him while we were doing this segment, and nobody picked Mad Perot from Cowboy Bebop. The clown?
Yeah, he creepy. Yeah,
creepy
right.
as fuck.
I can't really picture him, honestly. It's been so long since I watched Cowboy Bebop. So,
I just remembered the scene with his teeth, and teeth fuck me up in anime, dude.
I mean, he's very ominous. He's always smiling. He just doesn't seem to fucking die, and he can like float and shit. Nah, wouldn't fuck
Killer
with
clowns.
him.
Clowns.
Yeah.
Fuck killer clowns.
is that what made you? Is that what reminded you of him? Was like Beetlejuice's like teeth? Because like that's a big thing with him, too.
I just don't like seeing really well animated teeth. Like, just don't do it.
I was just about to say that.
Don't do
Dan
it.
hates well animated teeth. And this guy's got about 24 of them bitches. Yeah. Just in his smile.
My brain trembles.
Oh my god. Well, awesome. You guys want to get into our movie review?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah. All right. So our Degen movie review is going to be of Perfect Blue. It is the 1997 film that is an adaptation of the 1991 novel Perfect Blue, Complete Metamorphosis by Kazu Takeuchi and directed by Satoshi Kon. It was produced by Madhouse Studio and has an 8.54 on my anime list. I also want to add that this movie has about 5 or 6 different awards that they got around the same time it was released, and I'm not sure why, but I'll get into the summary for you guys first. So Perfect Blue is a drama/horror story about a J-pop idol, Mima, transitioning to be an adult actress. Well, just an actress. Hold on. My bad, guys. While pursuing her new career, she finds herself in a battle between her old self and her new life as she fights for her sanity.
So one thing I would like to say before we get into it is that Cohen actually like rewrote the entire script. Like he read the original adaptation and hated it. And basically they told him he had to follow 3 rules. Mima had to stay an idol. There had to be a stalker, and there had to be a fuck ton of violence. So this is his version of a similar story.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, he hit the nail on the head for all 3 of those things.
It's probably worth mentioning as well. There's going to be some very sensitive topics probably brought up. So, I'm not sure if we've ever talked about such sensitive topics before. So
Yeah, trigger warning.
yeah, I'm not sure how to go about that. So because we've never done it before. So
Yeah,
but yeah,
100%.
Yeah, if sexual assault or anything of that nature is gonna affect you, you might want to just turn the podcast off now.
Yeah, just skip
yeah,
this one. Yeah, for
We'll
sure.
see you next week.
Yes.
and definitely skip this show if
Do not watch
that's something
this.
that
Yeah,
bothers you because
for sure.
it's very prominent in this. So a lot of things are very prominent in this. This is a psychological thriller horror show. So
Yeah. But now
To
that we've
start off,
got
we got Power Rangers.
that was nice. I really enjoyed that. Some Voltron type shit. I was really enjoying that. Thoughts on the first scene? The first few minutes, guys?
yeah,
I was so confused. I was like, I thought this was about idols. Why am I watching Power Rangers?
I was so excited, bro. Like I literally texted the group chat thing, and I was like, bro, like, this is so hype. Like I'm getting to see Power Rangers, and the thing is, they actually looked better than the Power Rangers as a kid. Like they actually looked way better. So
Yeah, they actually did. But unfortunately, that did not last long. And yeah, we kind of got like the intro to the group Cham that Mimo was a part of. Um, Very weird opening scene after the whole Voltron Power Rangers type beat. What'd you guys think about the I guess the intro song? I guess the Cham song. I thought it was kind of a bop.
it definitely was.
It was low key a bop.
Okay. I was
Me.
just making sure we're on the same page.
It's an idol song, you know what I mean? Like there's a reason why they're popular, so they're bopping. The second song was pretty, like the final song or whatever. That was a pretty sad song, honestly, especially for like an idol type song. So
Okay. So we all liked it. That's good. But yeah, it got really weird. I thought it started off pretty normal. She's just a girl trying to figure out her life and what she wants to do with her career. Um, but I think with the introduction of like Mima's room and like the introduction of the stalker was like maybe almost half an hour in or maybe 20 minutes in. And that's about when it got creepy for me. I was trying to figure out how this was going to be spooky. So I know that's what we're trying to stay on for today. When did it get a little odd for you boys?
The minute I saw Mr. Mamania in the crowd, I was like, this dude's gonna be a problem. And his character design was just gross.
yeah,
His teeth
definitely.
were gnarly.
Yeah, bro needed
Sorry
to see a
go back to
dentist.
teeth.
Yeah. Bro had some messed up teeth. He had those bug eyes that were way too far apart. And then they
Yeah.
did a good job of like making everybody else look very normal. Even like the thug dudes that were in the opening few minutes looked like normal people. And then you just have him in the crowd. Like obviously this guy, like you said, Dennis, this is not the last time we're gonna see him. They would not draw that man like that just for one scene. Just saying.
100%. I think for me, the first time it kind of got really creepy, was honestly after she like discovered, like when she was back in her room and she, got the phone call, then the fax and all that stuff. Like that was, that's when it started for me. I think it was. I got creepy vibes off of Mamania, like Dan said, but I was like, okay, whatever. He's, super
fucking
weird
ugly.
fan, whatever.
Yeah.
They all got him. But then after that, it just started going way too hard. And I'm like, no, some shit's fixing. Like this is about to get like real fast. So
Fair. That's very fair. Yeah, like she like shut the curtains to her room and everything because she knew something weird was going on. She had no idea how deep it would go though. I thought it just spiraled and got out of control so quickly once it got creepy to me. But one thing that like really stuck with me the entire film, beginning to end, the whole time was kind of Mima's lack of control of her own life. That was unsettling to me. I don't know if you guys found that like just odd and very unsettling for you. I watched this first thing in the morning. Not a great way to start my day. But yeah, in addition to the stalker and all of the violence that we saw, that made me feel uncomfortable. That this young lady just seemed like she was just letting things happen to her instead of like taking control of her own life. Going from like a J-pop idol to being an actress, and then what she was asked to do as she's being an actress. I don't know how much we want to get into the plot here, guys, but
I-
very, very unsettling for me.
I think that was I think that was kind of there because as far as like idols go, you see that they really don't have a lot to say about their lives. They're on such a strict like program, I guess, and directions from their agents. And I think that she was just like kind of trained that way once her idol career took off. You know, I guess is the best way I can explain that. You know, that makes sense.
Right.
Yeah,
So
the whole idol thing really reminds me of child stars in America, like your people who were on Disney Channel. And then once they hit 18 and were no longer on the kid shows, they got into some really aggressive, similar things to our girl Mima here. So it's just kind of a parallel for people who don't know the idol scene, you know?
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. And like, yeah, she was definitely struggling because like, you know, once she left Cham, they started doing honestly a lot better, which I sure did not feel great. They were still in the same agency, so she's still in the same building with the other two people from the group. And then she's going through these struggles, getting told to do like more risque things, and kind of like becoming an object for the public instead of doing more respectable work. I would say, although she was kind of blowing up, but I think not for the right reasons.
Definitely. Yeah, I thought it was really interesting too, where they would show the viewpoints of the fans of Cham throughout the show or movie and their opinions on her progress towards becoming an actress. I thought that was a really interesting plot point that they kept bringing back, you know?
Yeah, I did too. It was really interesting and realistic. I would say of any like real life star that like changes their career. They redefine themselves, right? And you know, Mima's trying to stay relevant, so she's willing to do things like I'm like the sex scene, and I think that was like a a good parallel for the lack of control she had over herself and her own career. It was hard to watch, and it lasted way longer than what I wanted it to. I thought they weren't even going to show that on screen, which is why we don't advise somebody watch this if they have an issue with SA. Um, Even though it was fake, it felt really jarring. Obviously for her, but for you as the viewer, it's very dark.
Yeah, I mean, when they said take two during that, I was like, oh no.
Fuck yeah.
But I did like how the guy said sorry. That was nice.
yeah.
That's I guess that's a positive. He didn't. It seemed like he didn't want to be doing it either.
And I also feel like, you know, scenes like that, even though we hated to see it, I felt like they done a good job at painting them in a negative light and you know, really talking about how it was bad, but they was kind of forced to do it. And you really go back to like our, you know, IRL stuff. Like how many actual like young women that's new to like the showbiz industry has to go through something like this in order to like the same scenario is probably happening out there like so many times, you know what I mean? So I think it's good that they brought it up, but I think that they could have done without showing full fledged, you know what I mean?
Yes,
But
yes. It was a lot more detailed. I saw a lot more than what I needed to see.
Yeah, I feel like if they didn't put it in, though, it would have taken a lot away from the gravity of the scene and the change in her career, you know?
Yeah, it served its purpose, but yeah, I'm just gonna leave it at that. But yeah, I really didn't like her manager, and he might have been the manager of the entire like agency. Um, Todokoro, he was pushing her to do these things and like saying, "Okay, it's fine." And then you had her, I think her direct agent or his assistant was Rumi, saying, maybe she shouldn't be doing this. Think about her as a person. And he was just not having any of it. And it really kind of just made me despise him and honestly the whole agency. You have her former friends getting to keep their, I'm going to say innocence, um, in their public appearance, and her kind of just doing photo shoots, naked and just horrible, horrible things.
And also like the naked photo shoots, like that wasn't supposed to be nude. It was only supposed to be, semi, just like somewhat photo shoots, but they you seen the rumors going around like that's the guy that's so good at getting them out of their clothes, even though they're not supposed to be out of their clothes, all this stuff. And I didn't really like, I seen how that came into the plot as far as especially paired with the sex stuff. It made her like her version of herself more impure, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Kinda. Um, that's where that came in from. But yeah, it was just super weird seeing that because I felt like she should have not let it go that far. But as we talked about it before, she has lost her sense of like control because she's so used to being told what to do. So
Yes, yeah. So she just kind of went along with it, and it was not great. And her stalker kind of like, I think he went to his local um like magazine store or whatever you want to call it, and like bought all the copies so she wouldn't, like, I guess, tarnish her reputation. Bro had like 100 fucking copies in his little room, and kind of like writing down the steps of her life and while he's stalking her. Um, so like you had those fans that were a fan of Cham, like the pop group, but he was a very extreme one and very, very, very creepy. Um, One thing I do want to ask you guys: did you find this movie like more scary slash like a thriller, or just fucking depressing? Because I wasn't like very afraid, or I guess thrilled. It was more like, damn, like this is just fucking sad to me.
I think so. I looked at it a lot more, and the parts I enjoyed from this movie were more the psychological side of it.
Okay.
The look into personality disorders and things of that nature. And I really liked that. I mean, from what we could tell, Mima was going she was going crazy during this. Like she
For sure.
started seeing like a persona of herself as a pop idol who's basically just calling her a tramp and a slut the entire time. And like you have that, but you also see her psyche getting very affected by this. Like she's having dreams that she's murdering people. She's having all this happen to her, and like the adverse effects on her psychology and who she is was really, really cool to me. And I thought of it more as like a psychological thriller than a horror movie, you know?
Yeah, I agree with that, but it went so deep to like with her psychological problems, I couldn't tell what was real or fake for like the entire second half of the movie. Like, I did
And
not know what was, which is the point.
yeah, I was just saying that was the point. No, I
That's
thought
the
that was
fucking
cool.
point. But like at the same time, goddamn, like I felt like I couldn't follow it. What should I be? Not, I mean, I'm not throwing out, but like, what is really happening here? And it made it hard to connect with the movie to me.
yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's because I watched it twice or not, but like
Bro had to watch it twice. Damn.
yeah, I'll explain later why, but uh, this show like tried to make you feel that way, like Dan said. Uh, it wanted you to see from her point of view, I think, and because that's the way she was feeling. She didn't know what was real and what was fake and what was in the movie. She didn't know the difference. She started losing track, and she started like losing herself, like how to, she couldn't really figure out what to tell the difference from all of this. And I think that's what they wanted you to feel as well. Like, it even got so bad sometimes that at a certain time she was actually looking at Mima's world to figure out what she had done that day, because she didn't know, what she did that day. She's like, oh, I guess I went to the grocery today.
Yeah, imagine having to use your stalker's logs to like remember what the fuck's going on in your own life.
But then again, the Mima's world, the logs, it wasn't factual. Like it started being changed somewhere along the way in the later parts of the show to benefit the idol side of her personality. So
Yeah, I think my favorite part of this movie was the parallel they had. So she was playing a role of somebody in a drama, and the fact that they paralleled what that role was and the story in the drama to what was actually going on in real life. I thought that was really cool. Like there's a scene when she's like in a psychology room and like she's like looking in a mirror and trying to figure out who she is. And they have like a parallel scene at the very end of the movie, which we're not going to spoil. But it's just really cool how they did that. And I thought the way they tied that together was awesome.
yeah, they did it so many times, honestly. And that just plays into the part where, you don't really know if it's the movie, her, imagination or whatever, or real life, because it just switches so flawlessly between all of them, and it makes you just question everything that you actually see, and even the stuff that's real, you're questioning if it's real or if it's fake. Like it's just so many questions, and that's what they want. They want you to question it all. Like what's real, what's fake. I mean, we don't know. Even at the end, you really don't know. Honestly.
Yeah, I think I
So
would have felt better about this movie if they kind of tied it up a little bit better at the end, or if I could interpret it a little bit better, because I don't mind being confused because that's what they're attempting to do. But how the ending happened, I was honestly even more confused. I think after thinking about it for the last couple of days, I have a grip on it, or like the last 24 hours, but I don't know. It just seems like a lot of blah after a while. It's like, okay, I'm watching this, but I don't know what's going on, and that made me more disinterested in it. It did not keep me interested.
Oh, I understood the ending right when it happened, and I was like, "Oh, this is a fucking awesome ending."
yeah,
Okay.
So that's
same.
funny. Like, I thought the ending was so good the way they pulled everything together.
Yeah, and then like I said, I watched it twice, and the first time I watched it dubbed, and I was like, okay, damn, okay, this just happened. And then the second time I watched it, like it was even better in my opinion, because you know I kind of knew what was going on, and I caught the things that I missed previously, especially when I watched it sub the second time. Like it was just so much better in my opinion. It's
Okay. Yeah, but for me, I don't think it was for me between the essay scenes and the confusion and then me not understanding the ending. I was just like, okay, all right.
I got you.
But were there anything else that you guys liked or disliked about the movie?
Dan, you got anything?
It wasn't much. I mean, I didn't love it. Like, I thought it was good, but it wasn't obviously like a, world changing movie for me. The only thing I really didn't like was just kind of how, like, they left a lot to be interpreted throughout the movie before they tied it up at the end.
Yes.
And I like that, but at the same time, there were parts when I was like, okay, when are we gonna get going? Like, what's going on here? Like, come on, it's been a while now. Everybody's dying. Like, who's doing this? Why are they doing this? I wanna get some closure here.
Yeah, and one thing that I really liked about it, going off of that, is the fact that we really didn't truly know who was behind it all until the very end. Not many shows, not many anime, I think, can actually keep that hidden, in my opinion. And they done it so well. They had you like guessing it was, obviously the super creepy dude that they whatever. But they had changed so many times. It went from him to another person, back to him to another. Like it, you never knew. You just didn't know. So, and the fact that they done that so well and keep it hidden until the last 15 minutes of the show was actually one of my favorite things about it. So
Yeah, definitely. And I think the way they portrayed, so like the theme, in my opinion, was obviously the loss of identity and having like that identity crisis. And I think the way they portrayed it made it a lot more fun than some other things that you've like have existed that have tried to like deal with this topic. I mean, it was riveting the way they did it. I mean, people were just getting killed with screwdrivers, which was very, very graphic. So I thought it was a good way to portray kind of that without it being boring,
Right. Understood.
I guess another thing that I really like too, and I kind of noticed it a lot more on my second round through, was they used like the color red a lot in the scenes where she started to go crazy, I guess. Started to go out a little bit, especially after the sex stuff. Like they started using red, like a lot of red in the scenes where she was questioning herself and seeing things and stuff like that. She didn't really know what was going on. And I actually loved it. They kind of threw that in there consistently, uh, after a certain point. So
Yeah, it was kind of like, you start seeing a lot of red, and it's like that's like the warning sign in this movie. Shit's going awry, or it's about to go sideways, really. So I definitely did notice that too. But for me, I thought it was like more the theme, at least. I thought it was more like about like ladies growing up and going from like innocence to becoming a young adult woman, and kind of being more objectified by just people in general, and trying to find yourself in that world, and gaining a sense of yourself. I guess in contrast to what you said, Dan, it being about a loss of identity. I thought it was more about gaining one.
Definitely, yeah. And one of the crazy things is this movie was made in 1997 when the internet was first coming out, and I think this movie is more relevant to watch nowadays with the boom in social media and everything else, influencers, things like that. I think this movie has more relevancy in today's world than it did in 1997,
yeah, it's so much easier to get caught in a situation like this in today's world, honestly. Um, so yeah, and I agree. I'm with Dan on the loss of identity type themes. I think that's what I thought it was going for as well. And just to look at what the pop idols and the showbiz kind of world actually is and actually does to these young women coming into it. So
Very, very interesting. Yeah. But yeah, I think it is way more relevant nowadays. Like a lot of the stuff that you see online, it's fake, it's manufactured, and people can lose their identity watching it or making it. This content that you see, yeah, I think Jay Z said, "Believe none of what you hear and only half of what you see."
damn right.
Hmm.
And talking about like the internet, not being popular back then, one of the things I really like, one of the, I guess, lone like funny moments I think in this show was actually when Rumi was trying to teach like Mima how to use the internet for the first time. And as like 30-year-olds, I kind of felt on the same level as Mima because I did that shit back when I was a kid, trying to learn how to use the World Wide Web for the first time on dial up. So
Yeah, definitely could remember that. Like, where do I go to type something in? And then you're just a kid, you're like, I'm going to go to myname.com. And I did
Yes.
that when I was a kid. And I guess Danny.com is porn. So that was a really fun thing to explain to my mom.
Oh. Okay.
Or
Oh,
was. I don't know what it is
no.
now, but yeah, back in the day, titties were on the screen.
Oh.
I was like 8 or 9. It was like when we first got dial-up internet. I was like, whoa, nice.
Oh, it is still that. I just checked.
You're going incognito.
I should have. I thought maybe somebody else got the URL. Holy fuck.
I gotta go buy it and save all the Daniels out there in the world, dude.
Oh boy, that was interesting what I just saw.
Yeah. I mean, kids nowadays, they don't really have to struggle, but I feel like, our age group, we could relate to this scene honestly, because it was such we went through, kind of a similar thing. So
Yeah,
as
the
younger
birth
people.
of
Yeah.
the birth of the internet and social media. Like we were there for all that. MySpace.com and all AOL and shit like that.
Yeah.
The first for all that. Now the kids they pretty much come out the womb and they got a fucking iPad in their hand looking at YouTube videos.
That's true, yeah.
Yeah. They
Kids
know how to operate it better than some people. So
Oh,
Yeah.
for sure.
Kids are gonna have no understanding of depth perception in like 20 years because like they just touch screens. They're not actually holding shapes. It's gonna be actually hilarious.
Yeah, not great for development to have a kid in front of the screen all the time.
Ah. So we did have a question from Pete from over at What Do You Say Anime, and after checking this out, do you guys want to check out some other movies from Satoshi Kon, the director? Like, would you guys be interested in that?
I think so. I mean, one of them is actually Tokyo Godfathers, and we do plan on checking that out, I believe. But I don't think it's as much of a psycho thriller that like this show was, right?
No, I don't think so. It's more grounded and less crazy lady in it.
Got it. Yeah, I mean, this was definitely not for me, but I'm not going to throw away a director's whole catalog because of it.
Yeah.
So of course, yeah.
Yeah, I really want to check out Paprika. So I haven't watched this movie yet, but Inception is basically based on it. And Inception is a fucking awesome movie. So like having those similar themes of like what is reality, what is like diving and all that kind of stuff. I think it'd be really cool to check that out. So that's on my list to check out personally. So
Okay.
Yeah,
Maybe
and
check it out on the show then. Yeah.
yeah. And the crazy thing is, we know he can do this well based off this show. He can make you, question everything.
Yes.
So imagine, what he does in another show that's, more, I guess, based on that, I guess, maybe you could say.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
I think the movie was well directed. It was
Yeah.
well written. Do I like or would watch it again? This specific movie, no. But I can't deny the quality of what he did in this movie. That's the
Right.
best way I can put it.
Yeah.
Yeah. From my own point of view. Yeah.
And I think one of the things that kind of dropped it down a few notches for me too. I know I didn't have many dislikes other than like the very very all the sex stuff going on. It's probably too much. It honestly was too much for like I said, I feel like it could have conveyed the message in a just another way. I think honestly.
I agree.
But was the audio, which I know, this is like a very minor dislike thing that took it down just a little bit. The audio wasn't the best, honestly. Which it is a 1997 film. I understand that. Still a phenomenal show in my opinion, but it seemed like the audio was like very staticky. Was that a thing for y'all too?
Yeah, it didn't come across very well on my speakers.
Yeah.
And I have some pretty nice speakers in my living room. Yeah,
And like
the
I said,
audio wasn't great, but yeah, you
Yeah.
said, it's from the 90s.
Yeah.
I
It gets
don't-
a
I don't-
pass, but it is.
Yeah,
what
I
it
don't
is.
know how much I can expect that or or
Yeah.
how movie audio has come along in the last 25 to 30 years. I'm not sure how to judge it. But I can say like shows and movies that we watch now have very crisp audio. But I will say like the music and the score itself, not the quality of what was coming through my speakers, but the score itself was good in the background, and it portrayed the emotion I think that they were going for
Oh
very
yeah.
well. But the actual audio quality was not what I'm used to in 2023.
Yeah. I mean, you could, like I said, you could tell that it was older, but the statics what's got me. I'm not sure why they would have static.
I think it was intentional.
You think so?
Probably. I'm thinking
Yeah.
that because Tarzan, which came out 2 years later, fucking banged. Phil Collins went crazy. So yeah, they had the capabilities for better audio quality, but now that you said something about it maybe being a stylistic choice, I can agree with that.
Yeah, I think it was more like to help signify the blurring of reality and whatever the fuck was going on, you know?
Hmm. Okay, that's an interesting uh take. It would be kind of crazy if that was actually a reason, why it was like that. Wonder if there's like legit sources out there that can tell you if that's true or not. But,
Yeah, that'd be interesting to look into. But yeah, I could see it being a stylistic choice for sure, for sure. Cool, boys. You guys want to get into some ratings?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Tyler, you're up first, my friend.
well, it probably only goes down for me because I thought this was a really good show. And like I said, it might be because I watched it 2 times. I'm not sure. I watched the first one and dubbed, which wasn't the best, and I think I would have probably gave it like a around like a high 7 for just the dubbed only because it was missing some elements like context clues with subtitles and stuff like that. Um, but I watched it a second time the next day because my eyes got a little bit better or whatever, and I was able to actually read the subtitles, and it made a lot more sense the second time through. And I think after that, I would probably give it like a very high 9. I mean, very high 8. My bad.
Like, damn.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
not a very high
Okay.
9. A very high 8. So,
Got it.
it done what it wanted to do. I feel like it's great storytelling. It kept me interested till the very end because of the, you know, because it kept it hidden, I guess you could say, and like it just, like I said, it just done what it wanted to do, which is confuse you and make you question everything. And as you're looking through Mima's eyes, kinda, you could basically be her, kinda, at that time, and feel what she felt and all that good stuff. So I really enjoyed it.
Okay. All right. Very good. That's really high.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to follow that one up. I got to give you guys two different scores here. I'm gonna give you guys an objective one and a subjective one. I don't know what we're really going for, so I'll start off with the objective one, probably at like a high 7. I thought the score was really good. I thought the they did what they were trying to do as far as like the confusion and it being like a psychological thriller. I thought they did a really good job with that. Um, and how they kind of fit the scenes together to be confusing. You couldn't tell what was reality or not. I thought that was really impressive. That being said, this type of movie is not for me. The essay made me want to stop watching it. Is one of those ones where I had to like get up and go have a drink of water and sit back down for a second. If it was just me, I'd probably give it a low 5. So that's best I can do.
Gotcha. Yeah, I think I'm not as high as Tyler, but I am definitely closer to Bass's objective. I think, like, based on the plot and how well they conveyed the themes of the movie, those very graphic scenes aside, I'd probably give it around an 8. I think like I said, watching this through like now in 2023, like it got you thinking about all the crazy shit that goes on with social media and all the bullying and everything like that, and how the internet can play such a crazy role in people's lives. So, yeah, probably about an 8 for me.
Excellent. So we were all pretty close together on it. Yeah. Cool. Yeah. I would definitely advise people to check it out if you're not very sensitive to the whole essay thing, because it's prevalent throughout. Um, and our main character is in some not so good situations, but yeah, that's all I got to say about it.
Yeah. I mean, it definitely does the whole, idol showbiz behind the scenes type thing really well. Like, I feel like if you kind of liked Oshinoko, you would probably like this a lot, even though this is a very, very, very darker, much more well thought out, not simplistic version of. I mean, you can't really compare them. It's just like they both do the behind the scenes type stuff pretty decent. So it's just much darker on this side. So
There's a lot of murder.
yeah, there's murder in
lot of-
Oshinoko too, but like not like this. So this is sadistic shit over here. So
100%.
but
Well, awesome, guys. We hope you enjoyed this week's Anime Degens spooky Halloween episode. Hope you guys had a great Halloween if you're listening on Halloween or slightly after. We'll be back on Thursday. Bass and Tyler are going to be doing the rundown. I'm going to be out of town. And we'll catch you then. Make sure to rate the podcast, join our Discord, check out our socials, linktree.com/Anime Degens. You can find in the description for every episode as well. Peace.
later.
Bye.